Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dan and I created motivationals for people like you who wage war against mediocrity and fight for the life they want. In today's video, we are exploring a TEDx presentation by Chris Sauve, The Habits of Highly Boring People. Although after watching this video, you might just agree that a more befitting title would be The Boring Habits of Highly Successful People. Sauve kicks off his TED Talk with a quote by Gustave Flaubert that encapsulates his entire presentation. He says, "Be boring and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work." But let's face it, in today's world of technological innovations and all the creative pursuits you see on social media, why would anybody want to be boring? Suave actually argues that structure isn't an inhibitor of creativity, structure was actually an enabler of creativity. It was an enabler of a more fulfilling life. And to prove this, he looks at the lives of amazing people who were able to do the awesome things that they do because they implemented boring structures within their lives. Specifically, he notes 3 habits that highly boring but successful people follow. The first habit, highly boring people write things down. And the reason highly boring people write things down is pretty straightforward. We can't remember things. According to the magical number coined by George Miller, we can only juggle between 5 to 9 items at a given time. Adding more items to the act, and that's when we start to drop the ball. Companies have taken note on this as well. Take Apple's website for example. We know that Apple offers tons of services, but take a look at their header menu options. Apple lists only about 6 of their most popular products and services on their website because they want consumers to know that they're exceptional at these 6 things. Alright, so now we know that our memories suck, but what can we do about it? And Suave's answer to this is division of labor. Similar to how we use calculators as a tool for math, we also use tools to manage our memory and time. And can you think of any tools that you use? For most of us, this means using an agenda to record our school assignments, a calendar to document important events, or a to-do list for tasks to complete over the weekend. So, when we capture floating thoughts in our head that consumed mental space for memory, we can now free up that mental space for intense focus and creative processes. The next habit of highly boring people is that they reduce to the essential. Have you ever heard of something called the paradox of choice? According to Barry Schwartz, there is a growing trend where we are bombarded with too many choices. For example, when shopping for toothpaste, we have dozens of brands to select from. Crest, Colgate, Aquafresh, Sensodyne. There are so many different choices for a product that really just ends up down the sink drain. But what's the problem with having too many choices? Options are good, right? Well, the primary issue is that too many choices drain our mental energy pool. Think of your decision-making abilities as drawing from a well of finite water that replenishes every day. All of the decisions that we make, regardless of how small they are, slowly drain this pool. So when we exhaust our mental energy pool from mundane things like what to wear or what brand toothpaste to brush our teeth with, we no longer have the mental energy for big decisions that move the needle forward in our personal goals. And this is why some influential people eliminate the decision overload to just 1 or 2 choices. Let me ask you, do you know this guy? This is Steve Jobs, and I'm sure that many of you are familiar with his signature outfit. Steve Jobs wore this outfit nearly every day because he didn't want to waste that precious energy on just what to wear. He conserved his mental energy pool for innovative technological designs and improvements. And to help us conserve our mental energy pool, Suave proposes the following grid. There are things you love to do, things that you hate to do, things you don't have to do, and things you have to do. For things that you hate and don't have to do, the answer is simple: eliminate it from your life. For things you hate and you have to do, you need to automate it. In other words, you must develop a habit so the behavior becomes automatic and doesn't consume too much energy. For building habits that stick, click the link below to check out my video summary on Atomic Habits by James Clear. And when you've taken care of the things that you hate, you can now focus on the things you love. Whether it's building a business, getting in shape, or owning your painting skills, this is where you want to spend the most of your time and mental energy on. And finally, the third habit that highly boring people do is to stop and question. While action is always important, self-reflection should also be a priority. As humans, we never stop growing and we should never stop learning. Who we are today is way different from who we were 1 year ago. We change, our beliefs change, our goals change. Even when we write everything down, automate our behavior, pursue our creative projects, we should still be evaluating and re-evaluating whether our actions align with what we truly want. So take some moment to sit down and review your goals and reflect if you're going in the right direction. Alright, so that is The Habits of Highly Boring People by Chris Sauve, and here's a befitting quote by him to conclude this video. Be boring, do amazing things. As always, thanks so much for watching, and to receive animated videos on self-development every Sunday, be sure to like and subscribe to this video. And if you want to join the war against mediocrity, click the link below and receive your free PDF, 7 Simple Habits to Conquer the Week. I'll see you in the next one.